And good evening, everyone. I'm Trace Gallagher. This is special breaking news coverage. We interrupt Gutfeld to bring you the fires in Southern California. And breaking tonight on Fox News at night, one of the wealthiest areas of Los Angeles, as you can see right there, is on fire at this hour and with extremely high winds. We're talking about Santa Ana winds. The fire is rapidly expanding. In just a few hours, the fire grew from 1,200 acres to 3,000 plus acres. Some 30,000 residents of Pacific Palisades, which is in West Los Angeles, very close to the ocean, have been evacuated. Now, more than 15,000 homes are now threatened, but that includes a lot of other structures like businesses, and there's a high school. Palisades High School is also burning. That is the athletic fields. We don't know if any of the classrooms or the other facilities have burned, but the athletic fields were on fire as of a little while ago. Firefighters don't exactly know how many homes have been destroyed at this point, but it's certainly at least several dozen. You can see the wildfire sweeping there, and we have seen pictures of dozens of homes in certain areas in certain neighborhoods on fire. These are multi-million-dollar homes, as you might imagine. The LA Fire Department so far is strapped for resources. They are asking for any firefighters out there to call their hotline to come in and help, and we have reporters out there who have said that some of these neighborhoods have no firefighters at all. One official called this, quoting, the worst case scenario. And early on, many residents ran into trouble after grabbing their belongings, trying to evacuate. They literally got stuck in traffic, and many chose to abandon their cars altogether and run for their lives. Fire crews then had to use bulldozers to clear the vehicles off the road. Other areas in Los Angeles and Ventura counties also on high alert tonight. In fact, there is a fire that is pushing more than 100 acres in the Pasadena area. And with the high winds expected to pick up sometime from right now until 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, we expect this to be the most volatile part of the evening. And some parts of Southern California could actually see hurricane force winds overnight. Let's get to the scene right now. Matt Finn is live in Pacific Palisades with the latest on what's happening on the ground. Matt, what do we know?
Well, Trace, we've been experiencing what you can call a firestorm, intense biting winds carrying embers and flames and debris here in the Palisades area. Throughout the day and the evening, we've actually had to stabilize ourselves. The winds have been so strong here. And I'll show you right now, I'm standing along the Pacific Coast Highway in Temescal Canyon. You could see these flames burning the homes, burning the soil, reaching the highway. At some points, the embers and flames appearing to kind of jump over the highway into the ocean area. But for now, the fire is being contained against the PCH. And earlier today, we saw homes burn. We've been hearing loud explosions and booms. There's another one right now. And we're kind of standing at a base area, a command post for LA Fire and police. And we are watching them kind of put together a strategy and a game plan. And, you know, every once in a while, these flames kick up and they light up the night sky. And the conditions out here, Trace, are pretty much as bad as it can get for trying to control fires. We had the red flag warning here in Los Angeles. Authorities began warning people in Southern California about the possibility of fires today, and now we are witnessing basically worst case scenario. We've watched the flames and watched the fires rip through canyons, rip through the mountainside, the hillside, some of the, you know, the famous picturesque Southern California hills and canyons that you could see from the Santa Monica Pier, that you could see from Santa Monica and Malibu. That's what we're looking at right now. It looks like not much of any containment right here. What I'm witnessing, we are watching as fire crews are basically allowing this hillside to burn. The Pacific Coast Highway has been closed for hours in both directions. The only vehicles on the road right now are people trying to evacuate or emergency crews. Trace.
I understand, Matt, that you are clearly west, so you're on the beach, you're very very close to the ocean, and I know the fire has moved east. There are now some evacuation orders that are north of San Vicente Boulevard, meaning that the Brentwood area is getting some evacuation orders. I'm wondering, Matt, if you're hearing any signs that the fire is moving at all north and south, meaning north to Malibu and south into Santa Monica. Any word of that you're hearing? And I know you're kind of isolated, Matt, so no problem if you don't have that information. But what are you hearing from the firefighters on the ground?
Yeah, we are not getting any official word, but I've seen a lot of video and a lot of reports that this is certainly threatening the Brentwood area. I believe I heard a local radio report that there are some evacuations in that area, but I don't have eyes on that area right now. But Trace, what we can tell you is we've been seeing embers being carried great distances, some of them blowing up against us and against our crews. So the threat of this fire spreading is even more rapidly than it is very real, Trace.
Yeah, Matt Finn, back to you as the news warrants. Matt, stay safe, if you will. Thank you. We should also point out that when we talk about these Santa Ana winds, it's important to know, you look at the pictures, you look at the flames, some of them, many of them, courtesy of our affiliate Fox 11 KTTV here in Los Angeles. But it's important to point out when you have Santa Ana winds that the winds are actually coming off of the desert and they are blowing toward the ocean, which is why when you see Matt Finn down there on the ocean, that is where the fire is going. The winds are pushing this to the east, toward the ocean. Normally in Los Angeles, the wind comes off of the ocean. So when the Santa Ana winds kick up, as a rule, the winds coming off the desert are hotter and they are drier. And that's what's happening tonight is they expect hurricane force winds to be pushing off of the desert, and the humidity temperatures are in the 10 to 13 to 15% range in areas like Los Angeles and the Pacific Palisades, and that means the conditions are extraordinarily dry, and dry conditions and hot winds and these kinds of high winds is very bad news. And as we have been reporting, the fire exploded late today, giving residents of Pacific Palisades very little time to evacuate on roads that are not only winding, but they are very narrow.